Hello, and welcome back to another IACL video. I'm Ace Trainer Josh, and I'll be bringing you my week 4, season 2 battle versus Frank and the Edmonton Excadrillos. I'm pretty sure it's his name, but yeah, I don't want to speak too loud because don't want to wake up my family, all that. But yeah, looking at his team, wasn't sure what he was gonna bring. If you noticed, I didn't really say it in the team builder because he could have brought any Pokemon really. And I see he had Spiritomb, so I'm pretty sure that's his Pursuit Trapper. And then I see the Amoonguss, which I'm pretty sure I knew was coming because I have an Subaru. And then Mega Scissor, and you see what kind of spread he is, if he's bulky or just full physically offensive. Then you have the Latias, Infernape, and the Landers. It could be anything. Landers, I specifically think it might be a Smackdown or Gravity. So yeah, we'll see what happens. As he's gonna lead off with his Amoonguss immediately, as I'm going to lead with my Young Bleezes. And I have a pretty good wall to this thing. I'm pretty sure he's gonna go for Spore because he knows I can't kill him with any hit, no matter what. So I'm gonna go straight into my Latios as he goes straight for the Spore, and I'm not effective because of the safety goggles. So at this point, I'm just gonna fire off a save. Well, I would, but I predict the double into his Spiritomb, and this basically proves that yes, this is a Pursuit Trapper. This 100% backs up my statement. I'm gonna go for a safe Play Rough just in case he doesn't switch back into the Amoonguss, but he does go right back into the Amoonguss. I go for the Play Rough, and this does 32%. And according to my calc, that means he's not fully physically defensive. So I'm expecting a mixed wall. So he's not full physically defensive. That's good. That's good to know. I see the Black Sludge, which is to be expected. I'm going to go into my Liberty because he's not going to go for Spore, knowing that I just switched into Latios before. So now this is my opportunity to go for my Stuff Rock. His hazard removal consists of Latios and his Scissor, and one of them just hits the field right now. So right now, I don't know. I don't want to take a... At this point, I'm going to stay in, and I'm going to go for the HP Fire, as he's going to go straight for the Bug Bite, and he's actually going to eat my Cobra Berry, which it's kind of funny. And I go for the HP Fire, and I do about 41%. So yeah, this proves that he is a more defensive spread and not offensive, and that Bug Bite damage kind of proves it too. So as now we are going to switch into my Ron Jeremy as he goes for the Roost, expecting another HP Fire. At this point, I'm gonna go for the Wish as he goes straight for the SD. So just like I planned, I felt like he was gonna try to set up on my Licky as he goes for another Swords Dance here. And I'm going to go straight for the Fire Blast. I do a lot of damage. I'm like, holy crap. And I don't want to risk the miss, so I calc how much HP a max HP Scissor can have at 27%. And according to my calc, it's like 93 HP, so the Seismic Toss will kill if he stays in. And he's going to go straight into the Latias as I go straight for the Seismic Toss, and I don't see any leftovers, so I'm not sure what kind of item he is. He might be Cobra Berry specifically for my Tyranitar. Wouldn't be surprised. As he goes for Recover, so I know he's more of a bulky spread, just looking at it. I could have clicked Pursuit, but I don't click Pursuit. Sorry, I had to pause really quick. Anyways, I'm going to go straight for the Crunch on this Amoonguss, and it only does 26%. And then I'm like, what the heck, why did I do so little? And then I checked the attack stat, and it's only 307. And I'm like, what the heck, what happened to my attack? And then I checked my Showdown team builder, and apparently when I transferred this team onto Showdown from my iPod, it didn't freaking send it. It didn't send the attack EVs. So now I have like 60. I have less than like 60 attack than I should, and that's gonna really come into play. As I could have done a lot more to that Amoonguss. So now I'm gonna go straight for the Crunch again because he's not gonna click Spore, and he sends in Stark, and I get the first blood, so that's good. He's going to go back into Sorolla, and I'm like, okay, I can't be staying in here. So I'm going to go straight into my Latios as he goes for the Giga Drain. And at this point, I know he's going to go into the Spiritomb. It's his best switch, so I'm going to drop a Draco and see how much it does. He's going to go into the Stonewall Jackson, and he goes for the Draco Meteor, does 32%, so I'm like, oh, holy shit, this thing is freaking AV. And I'm like, okay, so Pursuit is definitely coming my way. I could have tried to stall with Roost, but I switch, and he gets a crit Pursuit. I'm pretty sure that mattered, because Latios lives at least one Pursuit from this thing. Anyways, I'm going to go into my Amoongus as I am going to click Ice Punch, and it doesn't kill, so he's going to be able to get more Sucker Punch damage off against me. He actually goes for the Shadow Sneak this time, and he gets another crit, which I guess doesn't really matter too much. It would have done like 16%, 16 or 15%. Anyways, he's going to go into his Infinite expecting the band. I'm going back into my Donald Trump as he clicks the Thunder Punch because I didn't think he would click a fighting move there, unless he really over-predicted me. And now I'm going to pull a double. I'm going to go back into my Mighty Mouse as I predict his Amoongus to come in. So I'm going to be able to click HP Ice, see how much it does to this thing. And it's going to go to 88%. And I click the HP Ice, and it does 40%. And I'm like, great. But then I realized I lost my Latios. So I'm like, oh, this thing is going to fall asleep. So I'm like, rip. What am I going to do about that? He's going to be at 41%, which is a pretty good amount of HP for him to be at for me. I'm going to go back into my Liberty because he can't touch me as he goes into his Latias. So I'm going to just drop a Toxic on this thing. No reason to not drop a Toxic. And but I don't do that because I have a dedicated switch in known as my freaking Donald Trump. As I go into Donald Trump, and I'm going to click the Crunch, and he is Cobra Berry, and it does 28%. If I was, if I had the attack that I should have had, it probably would have done like 38%, almost 40. Anyways, I go to my Bronze Song. He clicks Recover. Now this time I am definitely clicking Toxic. I should have done it the first time. No reason why I shouldn't have, but I just felt like Tyranitar would have been able to get the job done, and he doesn't get the job done. So oh well. I'm gonna go into my my freaking Licky as I go for the Shadow Ball. Call it a prediction, but you know I was just I'm gonna try to pass a wish because my Bronze Song is at 70%. I would like it at 100%. That would be great. Now he's going to go into his Arnold as I am going to go for the Wish. So I am going to pass this right into my Bronze Song. As he goes straight for the knockoff, does 27%, does like no damage. Proving that I'm max HP, not max defense. He goes for the Smackdown here. I'm like, ah, crap, this is bad. This is really bad. As I go for the Heavy Slam and it does 0. I'm like, oh gosh. And normally, like I said in the Team Builder, I would normally have a switch into this thing, but it's dead. So I'm like, crap, I gotta just, sack my Raichu. Nothing I can do about that. As he goes for the Earthquake, which is definitely interesting because I could have lived that with Bronzong, I'm pretty sure. So now I'm gonna go into my Azumarill. I'm not gonna over predict as I go for the Aqua Jet. I'm like, great, that thing is dead. He's gonna go into his Amoongus, so I'm like, okay, I gotta go into my Bronzong here. Nothing I could no, never mind. I go into my Licky as Sleep Fodder because it's like this is the best thing to put to sleep because I want my Latias to be around. My Bronzong around to be for the Latias. Now I'm gonna go into my Young Bleezes as he goes into the Infernape. Now this is a huge play. I'm thinking, okay, he doesn't want his win condition to take an Aqua Jet. So I'm like, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna click the Ice Punch, and if he stays in, then I'm gonna be really mad. And if he switches out into any of these Pokemon, Latias or Amoongus, I'm going to be in such a great position that I'm pretty sure I win. But he is going to make the great play, and he is going to kill me with the freaking Thunder Punch. I'm like, ah, crap. And luckily you guys can't see the chat because I'm like, oh my, like I got really, really, really tilted at this point. I'm like, oh my gosh, I freaking lost this match. Like I can't win. But then I realized, oh, he's Pasho Berry, and he was like, yeah, I'm Pasho Berry. So I'm like, okay. So I guess that was a pretty decent play, but even then, these two Pokemon could have potentially beat these three Pokemon 1v1. But I'm going to try to give this an option. I'm going to give this a fighting chance. So I'm going to go for the Toxic as he goes right back into his Latias. So I'm like, okay, good play, good play. I'm going to go into my Licky now because Licky can eat almost any hit from this thing as he goes for the Calm Mind. So he has a Calm Mind Recover set with Shadow Ball and Energy Ball. No Stab. What a great set. What a great set, man. Set of legends. Anyways, Shadow Ball isn't doing too much to me. Energy Ball isn't doing too much to me. As he's going to go for another Shadow Ball, and he gets the freaking Special Defense drop. And I stay asleep again. I was going to go for Wish there. So at this point, I could have, swapped into my Bronzong, but I died to a Flare Blitz at this point. And right now, I need a hope I somehow live an Energy Ball. I can't switch, but my Licky dies, and I would have been able to get off a Wish. And I would have been able to get up to over 50%, and I would have been able to live a close combat from the Infernape as I would have been able to whittle it down with my freaking, Licky. And I also had Bronzong, and he would have been forced to go for Flare Blitz, and then, things could have been good. I mean, it would have been a tricky situation, but at this point, I can't win. He has an Infernape, but it's good to KO me with Flutter Blitz. I don't have EQ on this thing. And even if I did, the Amoonguss would just beat me before I even got a chance to kill it. And I don't kill with the heavy slam, so I'm like, okay, that's GG. So I'm going to lose 2-0. And I was really salty at first. I was like, dang, I'm so mad. I'm so mad because I felt like I had to win. If I clicked Aqua Jet, I would have put this thing in range of a Seismic Toss, and that would have been great. Not to mention that the Latias was pretty much dealt with. I could have easily handled it with Licky Licky. But, I got the full turn sleep and the special defense drop, so what am I going to do about that? Like, he got hacked, like, the week before, so Jesus decided to look down on him, and he was like, you know what? I don't like Joshua. I want him to get on his losing streak. I don't want him to win a third straight game, so you know what? I'm going to make sure you don't beat him. And, as a result, I ended up freaking losing because, special defense drop happened, but also he did power play me with the Pasho Berry. I was not expecting it. And even if he did have the Pasho Berry, I didn't think he would actually, stay in and risk that because, he took a lot of damage from Aqua Jet. So, I didn't think that was the best play in the world. And, I was pretty salty about it, but, it's all good now, man. Like, I should have expected it. I thought I saw a Life Orb. That was my fault, though, because, Showdown Mobile's pretty bad, so I could have sworn I saw a Life Orb. So, like, okay, this thing's Life Orb, not Pasho Berry. But then I realized, oh, it is Pasho Berry. Dang, I'm bad. So, as a result, I'm going to fall to 2-2, and I'm like, dang, man. I got to try to win the rest of my... I'm like, okay, here's the goal. Here's what I need to do. I need to make sure I win the rest of my games. I cannot lose a single game from here on out if I want to make playoffs, or I want to at least have a good shot, because, I don't want to miss playoffs. That would be terrible if I didn't make playoffs. So, I mean, I know what my mistake was. My mistake was not going with my gun and clicking Aqua Jet, because I told myself I should probably click the Aqua Jet. If I clicked Aqua Jet, I probably would have won the game, but hey, what are you going to do about that? It was a 50-50 in all reality. So, now I should probably go over who my next opponent is, Sean. He's going to be my first victim in my hopefully potential huge winning streak that I'm going to need, because I don't see Brian losing too many games. Flame's right up my ass now, because after this match, I got demoted to a 6-0 loss instead of a 2-0 because, I decided to be really salty, and I was pretty much like rambling about how bad of a battler Y was, and as a result, I kind of lost 4 points, and then I was like, oh, big deal. And then I realized, oh crap, a 4-0 plus a 6-0 is 10 points, so now Flame got a 10-point jump. Now we're tied in differential, so I'm like, shit. Not only am I a game back of Brian, and not to mention I'm points off of Brian, but I am also tied in Flame in differential, even though I think, a game ahead. Yeah, I'm a game ahead right now, because spoilers, he won this week against, who was it? Who did he beat? He beat Razor. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I'm only a game ahead, and we have the same differential, and then Brian's a game ahead. So I'm like, okay, I have to win every game. I've said it like 500 million times at this point, and I'm pretty sure you guys stopped watching at this point, but hey, it's okay. I'm sure you guys stopped watching the moment I said I lost, but it's all good. Anyways, Sean is going to be my hopefully first opponent to be on a losing streak, and his team consists of Mew, Rotom Wash, Mega Altaria, Verizon Wireless, Arcanine, Magneton, Cryogonal, Nidoking, Honchkrow, and the Hariyama, or the Hariyama, really. So, yeah, I'm going to try to make sure I prep as best as I can for Sean. Not to mention how he's the chillest guy you'll ever meet. He's he's from New England, so he has to be pretty cool. Probably has the accent and everything. So, yeah, that'll be all for me. Unfortunately, we lose. Not every day we get to see a loss, but it's also not rare to see a loss from us either. So yeah, I'll try to make sure I bounce back, especially since it's pretty dead heat right now between me, Flame, and Brian. And as much as I love Brian, as much as I love seeing him win, I need him to lose a couple of games too along the way. So yeah, that'll be all for me. We're about to hit like the 15-minute mark, give or take. So yeah, I should probably be going to sleep too. It's almost 11 p.m. and I have a college symposium tomorrow morning. So yeah, I should probably be going to bed. Anyways, that'll be all for today. Au revoir, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. So peace.